All right, I have been asked this so many times. It is time to decide the ultimate debate now for you global players. Turles or SSBE Evolution Vegeta? Which one will you go for? What's going on, everyone? Talon back here, and today it is time to answer the biggest question I have actually received besides, what should I spend my purple Dragonstone or red Dragonstone or anything like that, and that is, after year 3 anniversary has finished with Dokkan, which do I save for next? Turles or SSBE Vegeta being the next big 2 Dokkanfest event cards to come to the game over I would say the next 5 or 6 months, give or take. You can make an argument for Android 21, 17, other cards like that, but to focus on the next 2 that are really coming and the next, oh my gosh, these cards are used a lot and everything like that. And I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of a hard thing to convince, I guess would say is the proper word I want to use. But at the same time, in the end, it's your choice in terms of what character you want to go for. Which team can you make better? Do you have a better movie villains, movie boss team, essentially? Do you have a better Pure Sans team that you can make? Or do you not have either of them? Or are you trying to make a good one from one of these banners? Which banner just overall is better for you? So I'm going to go over just simply what they were on JP. I'm not going to cover any of the in-middle ones. If you want to go for LRs, that's all up to you. You want to be going for someone else, again, that's totally up to you. But these are the next 2 big banners I think that most people will be saving for, and I would definitely say they're worth saving for. So I'm going to go over the banners again, like I said before. I'm going to go over the big 2 themselves, go over their passives, their leader skills, what they have brought to the team or to their teams respectively, and just overall, after seeing both of these guys in use for, the last few months or so, just who do I see more of and just what do people tend to run more, I would say. And to say right now, at the time of this recording, which is the 5th of August, 2018, neither of these cards have returned for a second banner chance this turn. A lot of us were expecting that maybe Turles was going to be around during the Android 21, Android 17 banner. That wasn't the case, though. So without further ado, let's get into everything real quick. So next big category coming up is going to be, of course, the Turles banner here, okay? He is the movie boss category, okay? Just like it sounds like any kind of movie boss, whether it is someone like Beerus, Golden Frieza, the LR Broly or anything like that, the AGL Tapion, because technically he can transform into Rudigan and all that kind of fun stuff. All those guys are going to be in the banner, STR Janemba and everything like that. This is what the banner looked like when it originally came out, okay? You had the AGL Turles, you had the Tapion, which a lot of people are not going to like that he's featured, the STR Janemba, the physical Cooler. Yes, Cooler is still an amazing unit, so he finally gets his first category. You get the Golden Frieza, you got the physical Broly, who no one really used, especially if you have the LR. Tech Beerus, who a lot of us want him to get a Dokkan Awaken, I'm not going to lie. AGL Janemba and then the Tech Beerus, who both have Dokkan Awaken, and they technically can be run on the category itself, or you use them as SA fodder into the other 2 cards. So that was his banner. Then now again, Global could change things up, and Global, who knows? Global actually might change things around because of where Dragon Ball Super is in the English dub right now. They could actually change this around when you guys get SSBE Vegeta first, and then you get Turles later. I have absolutely no idea. Global has been known to change things around, do things out of different order. Anyone remember SSJ3 Bardock, Broly, all that kind of fun stuff? So you'll have to really wait and see which comes up. But anyway, this was the banner when we originally got Turles. Now, what exactly does Turles do as the movie boss category leader? He essentially gives everyone on that category Ki +3, HP attack and defense up 150%, and if you happen to have someone on who's an extreme unit who might not be in that category, they will get Ki +3, HP attack and defense up 50% right there, okay? His super attack will, of course, cause immense damage, and he has a medium chance to stun the enemy, which can be helpful on things like Super Battle Road, World Tournament, things like that. But there are a lot of Dokkan Mode events right now that don't allow you to stun, so there are some. For example, the Dokkanfest 17, you can actually stun for most of the stages on most of the rounds that you're fighting him, so that can be helpful right there. So medium chance isn't bad by any means. So when he, of course, eats the fruit, his transformation mechanic, essentially, in order for him to do that. The transformation mechanic basically allows him to, it changes him from a support unit to an attacker. And what do I mean by that? If we look at his passive skill right here, basically what happens is that he gives all types key +3. Okay, it's not just a villain, it's not just movie types or anything like that. He gives all types key +3. You can run this guy on Pure Sand's category. You can run him on pretty much any category. In fact, he is considered the optimal support unit for certain categories that he is not even in, simply because he gives everyone +3 key, attack up 40%, which is an amazing thing right there. Now, one thing he does do right though is that he lowers the super type enemies attack by 15% down. And then when certain conditions are met, he will eat the tree fruit of might or whatever it was called. So that is something nice right there, that even if you run him on something like a Pure Sand category team or another team that has super units, you will not affect them. Someone like the Angel Golden Frieza, where it does affect both your allies and the enemies, Turles only lowers the attack of super type enemies, which is really nice right there, okay? So, and then the conditions in terms for him to actually activate said transformation are that you have to have your HP below 30% or 80%, and then you have a 25% chance, which is not very high, to then eat said fruit, and then for 3 turns you will say transform. At that moment, if I remember correctly off the top of my head, because I'm not looking at it directly right now, is that when he transforms, he basically gets a high chance to stun. So his super attack goes from a medium chance to a high chance. And then he loses his ability to provide support to his allies, but in turns he gets a 130% of attack and defense increase. And then he's pretty powerful right there, essentially, right? Now, he does actually help, if I remember correctly, movie bosses was used on... was EZA Cell. Who was it? It was Frieza. No. Frieza was someone else. He was used on one of the EZA. That's who it was. EZA event was the Family Kamehameha EZA event. He is the category that you would want to take on there, and you can go ahead and take him down pretty easily. Now, I will say right now, I don't have Turles actually. I skipped out on him because I didn't have the stones at the time or anything like that. Do I wish I had him? Yeah, I do wish I had him in my account and everything, but am I hurting for him? Not particularly. So that's just something to take right there. Most people were able to beat the EZA Kamehameha little family trio event there pretty simply, I would say. It definitely was one of the easier ones, I would venture to guess. And most of us didn't have Turles, or you bring him as a friend and you bring a villain team or something like that. You know, there are a lot of different ways you could beat them. I mean, because you go STR, and then you go Agility, then you go back to SCR, and you only have to get up to stage 30. Goku was kind of a challenge sometimes, but if you brought this guy as a friend, then you could take him on pretty easily, and it was pretty much, to go from there. So, but other than that, that's pretty much all Turles has to offer in terms of that right there. He's on a lot of categories. He's on, obviously, the movie boss category, which is his own. He's on Pure Sand, which makes him a really good candidate as a support unit. The only thing that probably beats him out on the Pure Sand category, I can't honestly think off the top of my head. I was gonna say a few others, but I'm like, no, wait, those are on different categories. So no, actually, he is the best. He is the best support category for that category right there as well. Not to mention his own. He works amazingly for World Tournament and everything like that. I definitely saw a lot of people bring him for both a leader and a World Tournament. Leader in terms of bringing the LR Broly, if you happen to have him, he works amazingly right there. So that is something to consider when coming to this, going for this banner right here. It was obviously normal rates and everything like that. A lot of people seem to have pulled him, a lot of people didn't. So, I mean, he's got some good cards. STR Janemba being an amazing unit as always. A Physical Cooler, I will always vouch for. Tapion, no, not so much, no offense. Angel Golden Frieza, good card, or not Angel Golden Frieza, Golden Frieza, the tech one, pretty good card. Just that 50% I'm not a big fan of. Broly, Physical, yeah, Baba Shop, in my personal opinion. And then the Tech Beerus, hopefully he'll get a Dokkan or an Extreme Z Awakening because he was technically part of the Redstone and everything like that. We'll have to wait and see. We're not really sure. So anyway, that was the Turles banner, and that was what came next in JP. Then a little bit after that, we got the Vegeta Blue Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta, or whatever official name they officially gave him. And along with that came Jiren's Dokkan Awaken. Jiren finally got his Dokkan Awaken. And, you know, along with it came some pretty decent cards. Topo actually got a Dokkan Awaken as well. And for that, he became a very good support unit, actually, when he Dokkan Awakens. So let's take a look at what his banner provided. Again, you get the Vegeta Blue here. You get the Jiren, which came back as a featured unit. Dispo came back as a featured unit as well. He will, of course, Dokkan Awaken. He is not a Dokkan Fest exclusive, though. He will be on every other banner right there. So that is actually one thing that the Turles banner does have over. It has more Dokkan Fest featured units compared to the Vegeta Blue one. So just keep that in mind depending on what you're trying to go for, okay? Ribrianne is in here as well. This physical one, she's okay, I guess, but her STR free-to-play one's actually better in terms of leader skill, especially for Super Battle Road. I was able to beat it no problem without having the physical one, so she's not really required. 17 Tech is held back simply because he needs Tech Orbs, but he's not a bad card by any means. I want to definitely rainbow him eventually, but now that his physical version's out, Tech's kind of like, ooh, just get out of here, man. Just get out of here. So, STR Gohan is here as well. It's kind of funny he's not in the Tournament of Power if they would bring him on here because he, obviously, I know he's technically from the Buu Saga time, but at the same time, he's just like, you put him in here to make him look like the world or the survival tournament arc Gohan and everything like that. And it's just like, oh, come on, gonna put him in the category, but it is what it is. Topo is here. Obviously, he is not a Dokkanfest exclusive, but he does get his Dokkan Awaken. And then the Ultimate Gohan Tech and the Physical 17. This 17 here, the Ranger 17 here, he can obviously be used to farm the super attack up of the Tech one or any other 17s until, of course, I think this is also the time where the next survival tournament story mode event comes where you actually can farm up an Int 17 and you can go ahead and feed him into pretty much any good 17 or any bad 17 as long as it's not a Mirai 17 or a GT Hellfire 17. So basically this one becomes obsolete in terms of that SA feeder right there because you can go ahead and just farm him up. So that's what it is. So that was the banner for the Vegeta right there. And then in terms of his card himself, he is the Pure Sans category, where his Ki +3, HP and defense up 170%, so more on the defensive side, and attack up 130%. So not as high as Turles, but, obviously above a 100% leader. He does immense damage always and greatly lowers defense. Greatly lower defense, does absolutely nothing. I wish it was changed. His passive skills are a little interesting. He gets 120% up in the attack, no problem. His defense will be up 60% as well, and then he has an additional chance to do 2 attacks, okay? Now, these attacks, no matter what, these additional 2 attacks will not be super attacks, but for every attack that he does, his defense raises up by 7% for a max total of 70%, so his defense technically can go up to 130% if the battle lasts long enough, and then when certain conditions are met, you will then get a chance to transform, and then he will change a little bit as well. His transformation, though, the way it works is that after 4 turns, you have a 30% chance to transform. Now, 30% might not sound like a big difference compared to the 25% that the Turles has, but for me, this Vegeta transforms a lot. At only 30%, he's actually really good. When he transforms, his attack and defense goes up to 130% right there. And then for every attack that he does, whether it's a super attack or a normal attack, he then increases his chance to make his attacks a critical attack when he's transformed, in that state at least. And then I believe that chance can go up to about 30-40%. I'll be correcting it on the side of the screen at the moment you're watching this, so you'll be able to see that right there. But he's got a pretty good chance to make all of his attacks basically turn critical if he keeps them transformed long enough. So other than that, his super attack doesn't really change. It's just simply from the way it looks. It looks amazing. It looks just like when he did the Final Flash against Jiren. Pretty badass, not gonna lie. So obviously being a Pure Saiyan category lead though, he has LR Broly on the team. He can bring the LR Majin Vegeta on there as well. A lot of people when it came to the World Tournament actually ran this guy over Angel Golden Frieza and Turles. Yes, Angel Golden Frieza does have the better attack and defense, less HP obviously in terms of that category, but the nice thing about the Evolution Vegeta is that you have more access to Saiyan support. So bringing those characters like a physical Super Saiyan 2 Goku, obviously the Turles fits on here really well as a support unit. If you want to, you can bring any other, Saiyan or Pure Saiyan characters that also offer ki and support over in a Flash or anything like Rebirth, and they can help both the LR Broly and the LR Majin Vegeta, especially because he requires his 18th ki on his level 2 super attack to, hit everyone in the World Tournament and everything like that. So this guy is used a lot for that. Not to mention he's just an overall great team. I love running this team, and I actually prefer his non-LR team when it comes to just going against events and everything like that. I took it on to Super Battle Road. The only thing I had to do was bring a LR physical, but at the same time, I do want to try it out with bringing physical SSJ Bardock because he's a great support unit. Again, also good someone for the World Tournament right there. So that's just something to keep in mind. So with that being said, when it comes to these 2 cards, which ones do I think is the better choice in terms of banner and card and team and all that fun stuff? I actually have to say the Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. Now, before anyone flips out in the comments real quick, I'm not saying that Turles is a bad card. He's an amazing card. He's a great support unit, best in the game so far, still to this day, even on JP. but SSBE Evolution Vegeta just brings more to the table, I feel. And what I mean by that is I don't mean him himself as a card. I mean, okay, I'm confusing myself now even. What I mean by that essentially is that he obviously has an amazing leader skill. A lot of cards can be thrown onto his team. He's good for World Tournament because, again, he includes 2 of the best LRs in the game. Or, heck, if you even have only Tech Majin Vegeta, you can bring him on there. That's a great boost for him right there. You can even bring the Int free-to-play Raditz. If you don't have any of those AoE units for the World Tournament and you want to start doing well, Raditz actually does pretty decently in this event, or on that team. So I've used him before. I showed him off in a couple of videos. He's not too bad, actually, on this team. That 130% definitely helps. So that's something to keep in mind right there if you're trying to focus on the World Tournament. He is also amazing for just going into Super Battle Road. He works great on a Super AGL team. In fact, you can actually take him as the leader on the Agility event of Super Battle Road if you want to, before the category stuff comes. And you can just make a pure Sans Agility team, and you can beat that easier than bringing an SSJ4 Vegeta, who actually fits on this team, which is pretty funny. So it's definitely something to consider right there. Turles, I can tell you right now, you don't find him a lot, actually. It's pretty hard to find him, even with the friend change when it came to being able to filter out certain things. Vegeta Blue, I find all the time. I honestly do. Even if it's just simply base 2000 stats, I find him all the time. Turles, I don't really find that often. I think people at the time maybe thought that the movie boss category was kind of lacking. It still kind of is. Turles being the saving grace of it, and the fact that he also does help out any extreme types that you put on there, it is only 50%, whereas Vegeta doesn't include that additional, though, or any kind of side benefit in terms of his leader skills. So I would definitely say that in terms of the character himself, SSBE Vegeta is better. It just based on leader skill, teams you can go ahead and build, events you can bring him to, and everything like that. Turles' banner is, in my opinion, a little better, though, because he has more Dokkanfest exclusive units. If you're looking for any of those guys that might be missing on your 120% leads or anything like that, or if you want a great support unit, or if you don't care about the stones you have and you know Vegeta's going to come easily to you, or you think he is, and Turles is going to be an amazing support unit that you need, then they obviously work both together. But in the long run, I'm going to say Vegeta. I honestly am. Yes, Turles obviously is an amazing support unit, but I personally feel that I really don't need him. It would be great to have him, and it would make things a lot easier on a lot of other events and World Tournament and things like that. But overall, I would definitely say I don't need him, and I don't think you really do. That's my personal opinion. Again, not saying Turles is a bad card. He's an amazing unit, best support still in the game to this date. That's just my personal opinion in the end. So if I have to say again for the last time, I would go for Vegeta, honestly. But at the same time, if you need more units from this banner, then go for Turles. If you need more units from the Vegeta banner, then go for Vegeta. So, in the end, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, as always. Which one are you going to go for? Are you going to go for Vegeta? You're going to go for Turles? Let me know right now in the comments below. I'll have a poll up in the top right, as always, as well. And let me know on Twitter if you happen to poll them, or whenever the banners are announced, and you go out and poll them, let me know all that stuff as well. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, as always. Leave a like if you liked the video. Subscribe if you happen to be new. Until next time, everyone, I'll see you all in the next one.